Two Apple icons, one big test. MacBook Pro M1 versus M2. Which one really delivers? On the left, the original Apple Silicon Pro, the MacBook Pro M1. And on the right, next-gen power in a familiar design, the MacBook Pro M2. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. All right, let's map out what really matters. We're going to compare price, performance, battery life, display and design, graphics and media, and ports and connectivity. Everything that can make or break that MacBook decision coming right up. Let's kick things off with price, because seriously, who isn't thinking about their wallet first? The M1 has become this super approachable option. Like, you can find it at way lower prices, especially with used or refurbished deals. Apple still pushes updates for it, so it isn't exactly ancient tech yet. The only real catch? You may not find brand new units at Apple anymore. It's mostly the secondary market. Now, about the M2, it's shiny, it's new, and well, it costs more. Starting at $1,299, it's definitely asking for a bit more from your budget. But hey, you get longer support and beefier memory configurations in the mix. Is it worth that extra cash? Not for everyone. So in this round, the M1 takes the win for value. Next up, performance. So the M1 chip is pretty snappy if you're doing your day-to-day. Student stuff, web browsing, or even light creative work. ARM efficiency is awesome. But here's the thing. The M2 is noticeably quicker under heavy load. I'm talking up to 18% faster for the CPU, and a bump to 10 GPU cores means about 35% more graphics horsepower. Plus, more bandwidth and max RAM, up to 24 gigabytes, if you're into handling big workloads. Of course, all these gains, they're not always in your face if you just dabble, so don't expect magic for basic apps. Still, if you want the best performance, M2 edges ahead here. Battery life. Oh, this one's always hyped with MacBooks. Both the M1 and M2 pretty much push the limit for all-day battery. You're getting numbers close to 20 hours for video playback, which is wild. Even with the M2's ramped-up power, you don't lose battery life compared to the M1. Honestly, it's almost a tie here. Most folks will recharge long before either dies. Oh, and here's something cool while we're comparing these. Did you know that the 13-inch MacBook Pro M2 is literally the last MacBook with a touch bar? Yep, Apple's letting it go. Love it or hate it, it's kind of iconic at this point. Let's jump over to display and design. Both come with that classic 13.3-inch Retina screen, 2560 by 1600 resolution. Super bright, crisp, typical Apple eye candy. Both are built sturdy. All aluminum bodies. No real changes in ports. No radical redesigns. The only difference is a slightly better ISP on the M2 for video calls. So you might look a bit clearer. Oh, and that touch bar. Yep, it's still here. Like it or not. Honestly, it's kind of aging at this point. And if you were hoping for fresh ports or a new look, nope, it's a tie on this front. Now, let's talk graphics and media. This bit is where M2 flexes a bit. The M1 packs an 8-core GPU, and it's absolutely fine for standard creative work. Photo editing, light video, no complaints. But the M2, steps up with a 10-core GPU option, meaning about 35% faster graphics. Plus, the secret sauce, the dedicated media engine. This thing chews through ProRes and H.265 video like it's nothing. Awesome if you mess with heavy editing. The catch is, if you're only using basic apps, the jump isn't huge. So, for creators, M2 wins big here. All right, rounding out with ports and connectivity. I wish I could say there's something exciting here, but both have just two Thunderbolt/USB 4 ports, along with the trusty headphone jack. M2 adds the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but that's not really a game changer for most. There's still no MagSafe charging, and with only 2 ports, you might need a dongle. Yikes. So neither one really pulls ahead. It's a tie. If you glance at everything side by side, you'll see that M2 edges ahead in performance and graphics, while M1 hits harder on price. Battery, display, and ports, pretty much neck and neck. All right, so what's the verdict? If you're trying to future-proof yourself, want the fastest chip, or need that higher RAM for creative pro work, the M2 is the one to look at. But you know what? For students, casual users, or anyone who just wants that MacBook reliability at the best price, the M1 is still a killer deal. You really can't lose. Did this help clear things up? If you're thinking about upgrading, save this page. You might thank yourself